Racism is stupid. Hi everyone, thank you so much for all the positive feedback from our first mini parlay. I love to give simple explanations so that you could form opinions of your own. So let's go on to today's topic. Racism is stupid. Not just because I think so, not just because I don't have a racist bone in my body, not just because it's morally wrong, but because it is quite literally stupid. And I'm going to explain why. So genetics is a pretty complicated area of medicine, and we are not anywhere close to and will not be anywhere close to knowing everything about it. But what we do know so far is that 99.9% approximately of one human being is the same as the other human being in terms of their genes. So genes are what makes us human. They tell our bodies how to look, what cells to make, what functions these cells should do. Don't worry, 0.1% of your genes still makes you unique and makes you you, but 99.9% of them is just the same as that other human being that you are so disgusted by. Now, when it comes to race, from a layman's perspective, people tend to look at two main things: skin color and hair texture. So let's break it down. Melanin. Melanin is a substance produced by cells in our body called melanocytes. Every human being has the same average number of melanocytes. What changes is how much melanin these melanocytes produce. Now, the quantity is determined by your genes. If you produce more melanin, you'll have darker skin, hair, and eyes. Less melanin, lighter skin, hair, and eyes. So what's the purpose of melanin? Well, melanin protects our skin and eyes from the harmful effects of UV radiation. And we keep destroying our planet, and UV radiation is becoming more of a problem. So melanin is around to give us that natural protection. The more melanin you produce, the more natural protection you have. The less melanin you have to, work a little harder to protect your skin from the sun. So explain to me how a substance that is meant to protect humans has been turned into a way to classify and degrade. Explain to me how skin protection equates to anything else but skin protection. Where is this linkage to intelligence, this linkage to integrity or beauty or propensity for violence? How have human beings managed to corrupt something that is inherently positive? Why is it used as a tool for hatred? You don't like me because my melanocytes produce more or less melanin than you? Racism is stupid. So let's move on to hair texture. So much is not known about hair texture, why people have different hair textures. But I can tell you what we do know. So all human hair originates from a hair follicle. So that hole in your scalp that your hair comes out from? Within that hole is your hair follicle. We do know that all human hair goes through the same 3 phases of growth. So there are so many similarities between the different types of hair that we have. But in terms of texture, the consensus is that the shape of that hair follicle, as well as the distribution along the shaft of the hair of keratin, which is a protein that is contained in your hair, makes the difference in hair texture. Round follicles tend to have straighter hair. Curved follicles, curlier hair. The more curved, the more curly. And that is irrespective of race. So regardless of what race you are, if you have a curved hair follicle, your hair will be curlier. So again, explain to me how this has somehow spawned, this shape of hair follicle and this keratin distribution. How has this spawned into good hair and bad hair? Racism is stupid. So I just want to close by pointing out that in fact, many people actually define their love for themselves by their melanin production, or by their keratin distribution, or by the shape of that hair follicle. And it really just doesn't make any sense. You know, love what God gave you. There's also a quote that is sitting in my daddy's office, and I probably didn't understand it when I was little, but now I do, by Martin Luther King Jr. No man can ride your back unless it's bent. See,